It's not even that. Why won't you worry about your son and the people that speak to your son? Like, what? Like, you keep saying
So allegedly, Chrisean Jr.'s medical records been leaked. I don't know how true it is, but it's saying that he got all type of stuff and how she was being neglectful.
So apparently somebody that leaked Chrisean Rock and Jr.'s medical records from when he was born, listing the list of issues that he had. One of the issues being alcohol fetal syndrome, another one dealing with his ophthalmology, dealing with his sight, something else dealing with pulmonary, dealing with his lungs.
shouldn't even have to apologize to you because we all was drinking, even you, with the baby and stuff.
Why are you lying? Now you go.
You did pull up to your show drinking.
There you
gave me the bottle.
There you go.
Okay, you gave me the Hennessy bottle.
There you go. There you go. You
so I'm just not about to act like
you putting us in. You put a narrative out there.
What narrative?
You trying to say I drunk? Nigga, I never drank the bottle because I never was.
Who was drinking?
I never drank the bottle. You know I didn't drink the bottle.
So okay. Cause you just keep working.
The baby's blessed. His name is Chrisean Jesus.
Welcome back to Juicy Plug, where the tea is always piping hot and the drama never takes a day off. Things just got real messy between Chrisean Rock. And yeah, it's about her baby. It's Chrisean Jr. again, but this time, it ain't your usual drama. This one hits different. It's deep and honestly kinda heartbreaking. So here's the scoop. Twitter and TikTok are blowing up with some alleged medical screenshots linked to Chrissy's baby with Junior. Now don't trip, we're not showing any of those images here because we're keeping it all the way legal and respectful. But let me break it down for you because these claims are causing a straight up storm.
Just say this, okay? Chrisean leaked her own medical records. You don't have to go try to figure out who leaked them or anything. She did. It's something mental really going on with that young lady and she really needs help, okay? Those medical records basically show what Chrisean Jr. had and also the therapies he was going to need. Okay, now it's so sad because it was a lot of stuff on the medical records that Chrisean Jr. supposedly had. And on top of that, it kind of named a couple that Chrisean actually had her system at the time that she was pregnant. Plus, in all reality, the medical records was basically showing what everybody was assuming about Chrisean Jr. anyway. So why she keep on getting on the internet and calling herself bullying and trying to get into it with this and the third and Tia Kemp because people genuinely try to tell her to get her son off the internet and get him the help that he needs.
The screenshots claim to show flagged health notes about the baby. Nothing's been confirmed, but it's the kind of stuff that gets people whispering and starting heated convos real quick. Word on the street is that some of these alleged notes say Chrissy hasn't been showing up to the baby's doctor visits like she should. And of course, the internet is in full meltdown mode, throwing shade, raising eyebrows, and tossing out wild accusations left and right. But let's not pretend like this came out of nowhere. Chrissy's been under that social media microscope since the second she went public with her pregnancy. Everything she does, how she holds her baby, where she flies, who she hangs out with, it all gets turned into breaking news. And now with these so-called medical leaks flying around, people are jumping to conclusions faster than ever.
So apparently somebody that leaked Chrisean Rock and Jr.'s medical records from when he was born, listing the list of issues that he had. One of the issues being alcohol fetal syndrome, another one dealing with his ophthalmology, dealing with his sight, something else dealing with pulmonary, dealing with his lungs.
It's saying that he got all type of stuff and how she was being neglectful.
Rock. So there's been some medical documents that have been released that people were saying are the medical documents of Junior, Chrisean's son. I'm going to tell you where to go to watch this on YT in a minute.
But here's the real kicker. While everyone's busy playing judge and jury, barely anyone's asking the actual question. Who leaked these so-called private documents in the first place? This right here? If it's real, it's a major privacy breach, no doubt about it. Somebody clearly went out of their way to dig this info up, and that alone screams there's some serious mess going on behind closed doors.
Okay, who's out here breaking HIPAA laws? Apparently, there's some medical records of Chrisean and her baby floating around, and I don't know if it's true. This is all alleged, but I'm just gonna share what I learned. Maybe, allegedly. So it says that the baby suffers from fetal alcohol syndrome and neonatal abstinence syndrome. So neonatal abstinence syndrome is basically the baby is withdrawing from opioids, some sort of drugs, but they're thinking either opioids or cocaine in this case. And Allegedly, but he also allegedly suffers from spasticity, which is like a neurological disorder that makes it hard for people or babies to move their limbs. He also suffers from seizure disorder and CVI. Now, CVI is cortical visual impairment, which is just, it means that a part of his brain has been damaged, the part of his brain that controls his vision. So, he has blindness. Like a lot of people, I've heard people say this, but I just didn't believe it, but oh my God. It also says that he should be in palliative care. Now, I work in hospice, and a lot of people, they believe that palliative care and hospice is interchangeable, but it's not. The palliative care kind of focuses more on prolonging the life of the child or person in general. But in this case, if he should be on palliative care, he's got a very serious medical condition, and he ain't gonna, she needs to be taking care of him. How? As a mother, do you know these diagnoses, or do you know any of this information about your son and not help him in any way? Continue to live the same lifestyle that you lived before you had him.
Let's not sugarcoat it. This next part is wild. Now, I'm not out here claiming these leaked files are 100% real, but I'm not saying they're fake either. I'm just breaking down what's being said online and laying out exactly what's been spotted in those viral posts, because the internet is spinning this into a full-blown disaster. According to the screenshots that people claim came from medical records, it shows that baby Chrissy and Junior allegedly tested positive at birth for opioids, alcohol, and cocaine. Yes, all three. That's got social media in a full panic. The same screenshots also list a bunch of reported conditions like neonatal abstinence syndrome, seizure disorder, spasticity, and something called cortical visual impairment, or CVI. Now, if you don't know, CVI isn't about being blind. It's when the brain struggles to make sense of what the eyes are seeing. It's a whole neurological issue, and it's serious. Again, this is all alleged, but the amount of detail in those posts, it's got people seriously shook. And it doesn't stop there. Folks are saying the baby's already under the care of a full lineup of medical pros, neurologists, cardiologists, orthopedic specialists, maybe even more.
So there's been some medical documents that have been released that people are saying are the medical documents of Junior, Chrisean's son. I'm going to tell you where to go to watch this on YT in a minute. So I don't know if these are actually Junior's medical records, but I will say that the medical records appear to have been written by a medical professional, just the terminology that was used and stuff. Okay? I do believe there's somebody's medical records. All right? Now, the one thing that makes me a little leery about it is it says that the mother admitted to prenatal substance abuse, and it listed some substances that she admitted to. I just find it hard to believe that Chrisean would ever even admit that.
So if any of this is real, that child's got a long, tough road ahead from day one. But here's what really lit the internet on fire. One part of the alleged screenshot claims the mother, reportedly Chrissy, admitted to using alcohol and cocaine on the regular during pregnancy. If that's even halfway true, people are demanding answers. They're calling for accountability, questioning parental rights, and even throwing around talk of legal consequences. Let's get one thing straight. Nobody has officially confirmed if these documents are real. None of this is verified, but the fact that this kind of deeply personal info is floating around online, it shows just how out of control this whole situation has gotten. And the internet, it's losing it over what came next. So here's what went down. The screenshots were first posted by an account called King K's. But when I tried to check out that profile myself, boom, gone. Deleted, deactivated, or maybe even taken down. Nobody knows for sure, but the timing, way too suspicious to be a coincidence. People are going hard with speculation, saying the account probably got flagged for the kind of content it was pushing, cause what they dropped had social media in a frenzy. This person didn't hold back at all. They straight up accused Chrissy, her team, and even Blueface of allegedly hiding the real truth about baby Chrissy and Junior's health. According to what they claimed, the public was led to believe everything was fine, that the baby was healthy and doing well. But now, these new allegations are painting a completely different picture. And when I say the post went off, I mean it exploded. The account basically said the child's condition is all the proof anyone needs, and that there's no defense when the evidence is right in front of everybody. It even came for folks still backing Chrissy, throwing shots like, the truth is in that child, stop ignoring it. It was raw, it was ruthless, and it had people frozen in disbelief.
It's saying that he got all type of stuff in how she was being neglectful. But my thing is, if the doctors test the babies after they were born and they see that something, like if she was doing substances or something, she would have had to suffer the consequences. So I'm not sure if everything is true or not, but whoever did leak that is about to face some serious charges because the HIPAA laws. Like, why would y'all leak that anyways?
Let me say this one more time so there's no confusion. None of this has been officially confirmed or verified. We don't know who got those screenshots, how they got them, or if they're even real. But what is real? How fast this whole situation is blowing up online. Reddit threads stacking up like receipts. TikTok, folks are stitching clips, pulling up old live streams, decoding every facial expression, body movement, and even pausing for possible medical cues. Twitter, it's in full chaos mode. Hashtags are trending, arguments are popping in the comments, and people are even tagging CPS in viral tweets like it's some kind of digital hotline. Whether this stuff is real or not, the internet's already handing out verdicts, and the damage to Chrissy's image, that's happening in real time. If these claims end up being fake, we're talking defamation that could hit way different. But if there's even a little bit of truth in it, this could spiral into serious consequences. What's wild is watching how fast the public is flipping. Folks who were riding hard for Chrissy are suddenly hitting pause and asking questions like, wait a minute, what's really going on here? The internet's officially split down the middle. Some people are eating it up, saying things like, we knew it all along. Others are clapping back, calling this a messy, targeted smear campaign meant to tear Chrissy down. But no matter what side you're on, there's no denying this drama is spreading like wildfire and everyone's locked in like it's the premiere of some wild Netflix docuseries. So yeah, I had to dig into this myself. 'Cause let's be real, if those screenshots are legit and if that baby really had substances in his system at birth, then this story's about to get way more serious. Wouldn't the baby have been taken right then and there? Wouldn't Chrissy already be under investigation or something by now? That's the logic a lot of folks are running with. But hold up, it's not that cut and dry. I did some digging, and here's what most people don't realize. It ain't black and white. When a newborn tests positive for certain substances, yeah, hospitals are legally required to notify Child Protective Services or whatever child welfare agency is in that state. That's the law, especially if multiple substances are involved, like what's being alleged here. But what happens after that? Well, it depends. CPS doesn't always show up with sirens and take the baby on the spot. Sometimes, if the parent starts cooperating or already has a care plan in place, they'll allow the child to stay while keeping a close eye on the situation. In some cases, they monitor silently. Other times, there's a low-key investigation happening while the baby's still with the parent. And it varies by state, by hospital policy, and by how severe the baby's condition is. Now, if Chrissy did allegedly admit to using any kind of illegal substances during pregnancy, and if doctors documented it, then yes, that would absolutely trigger an investigation. But here's where it gets tricky: proving harm, intent, or long-term risk. That's where the legal side gets super complicated. So just because we haven't seen anything play out in public doesn't mean nothing's happening behind the scenes. These systems move quiet, slow, but when they decide to act, oh, they hit hard. So best believe, if even part of those claims are real, somebody, somewhere is already on it. And here's the part that most people have no clue about. Just because a report gets filed doesn't mean they're snatching the baby out the house right away. And yeah, I was surprised too. This whole situation is way more layered than folks think. So let me break it down real simple, because people online are jumping to wild conclusions without knowing how this stuff actually works. If a newborn allegedly tests positive for any kind of controlled substance, like what's being said in this case, the hospital isn't just letting that slide. Nope. They're legally required to hit that CPS hotline and file a report immediately. That's not a suggestion. That's law, period. But once CPS gets that call, they don't just come kicking down the door and scooping up babies. What they do is take a long, hard look at the whole situation. They assess, is the parent able to take care of the baby? Is the baby being fed, changed, and taken to medical appointments properly? Is the home safe, clean, and stable? And it goes deeper. They ask, is the parent getting help, going to counseling, in a treatment program? Is there a family member stepping in to help? They're trying to figure out, is this a moment of struggle or a straight up safety issue? Now, if they see too many red flags, they've got options. CPS can remove the baby temporarily while the parent works through a case plan. They can order parenting classes, schedule supervised visits, set up drug testing, and mandate counseling, whatever they think it'll take to protect that child. And don't think it's a quick fix either. Once that case file is open, it stays open for a while. In some cases, they assign a caseworker to do pop-up visits, checking in to make sure progress is being made and things are on track. But here's the real talk. If the parent's showing effort, staying clean, cooperating, and sticking to the plan, sometimes they do let the baby stay, but with serious conditions attached. So don't get it twisted. Just because the baby wasn't removed right away doesn't mean there ain't already a file with their name on it sitting in somebody's system as we speak. And that's exactly why folks are giving this whole situation the heavy side eye right now. Now here's where it gets even messier, because even if a newborn shows signs of drug exposure, that still doesn't automatically mean they're taken out of the home. This is where drug tests, rehab, and court-monitored steps start playing a big role. And if the parent, allegedly Chrissy in this case, is cooperating with child services, following whatever the court lays out, and actually putting in work, the baby can legally stay with her. That's right. Even with all those serious claims floating around online, if she's checking the right boxes, CPS might let her keep the baby. With restrictions. They'll definitely keep eyes on the situation, might even send someone out to do surprise visits, but if she's showing she's trying, they don't always break up the family on the spot. Now let me say this loud and clear, everything we're talking about is still alleged. Nobody knows for sure where these so-called medical records came from, and not one credible source has confirmed anything yet. The screenshots? They might look real, but until something official drops, this is all just speculation cooked up on the internet. But here comes another twist. People online are now debating if Chrissy is even stepping up as a mom. Some are accusing her of not doing enough for Junior, especially if he really has those alleged conditions. The critics are getting loud, claiming she's not being proactive, not getting him proper treatment, and not showing up the way a mom in that position should. And the internet, it's eating it all up like it's a courtroom reality show. But here's the thing. We don't know what's really going on behind those doors. We're not in Chrissy's house, we're not sitting in those doctor visits, and we don't see what's happening day to day. For all we know, she could be putting in major work behind the scenes. Just because she ain't live streaming every hospital visit or posting updates 24/7 doesn't mean she's not doing her part. And let's be real, she doesn't owe the internet a full breakdown of that baby's medical journey. That child's health is private, period. Unless she chooses to speak on it, we've got zero right to be demanding updates like we're entitled to every detail. Concern is one thing, but turning her real life into a public reality show, that's where it crosses the line. Now, the real question everyone keeps throwing around, should she be making sure that baby's getting all the care and support he needs? Absolutely, no question. But does she owe us proof, explanations, or receipts? Honestly, number. As long as she's doing what the law requires and what's best for her child, she doesn't owe the public a single post about it. Still, no matter what side you're on, let's be honest, everybody's hoping deep down that she's stepping up and doing right by her kid. That baby deserves everything, top-tier care, all the resources, and real attention. There's no debate on that. But we gotta stop acting like if it's not online, it's not happening. Not every good deed needs a camera on it. Just because she's not posting from the waiting room doesn't mean she's failing as a mom. But yo, when I scrolled through TikTok and Twitter and saw those alleged documents, my jaw dropped. The stuff listed in there, if even a piece of it is true, it's beyond heavy. It's heartbreaking. But once again, those files haven't been confirmed. We don't even know where they came from. This whole thing could be a made-up storyline to keep the drama going. But if there's even a chance any of it's true, then this situation is way deeper than anyone expected. This whole situation, it's a straight up wake up call. And if anything's getting swept under the rug, hopefully all this online noise sparks real action. Not for clout, not for headlines, but for that baby's health and future. At the end of the day, that's what really matters. Now I gotta flip it back to you. What's your take on all this? Have you seen those screenshots making the rounds? Do you think there's some truth in them? Or does it seem like someone's out here spinning a whole storyline just to get attention? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't hold back. I want to hear every angle, every theory, every opinion. And while you're down there in the comments, make sure you hit that like button. It helps a lot. Don't forget to subscribe and smash that notification bell so you never miss one of these wild celebrity deep dives. We keep it raw, we keep it real, and we always break it down with receipts. We stay locked in over here at Juicy Plug. Whether you're here for the tea, the facts, or the mess, we got it all lined up for you. I'll catch you in the next one. And trust, you won't want to miss it. Tap that next video you see on the screen. We've got more celebrity drama waiting that's just as wild, messy, and jaw-dropping as this one. Until next time, stay sharp, stay nosy, and stay tuned, cause this tea, it never stops pouring.